Welcome to Kayla's story.
Kayla is an 11 to 12-year-old maturing female. The effects of early maturation in females are more negative than beneficial, and unfortunately for Kayla, this was exactly what she experienced. The increase in leptin and body fat levels led to the early onset of puberty, therefore setting off changes in her hormone levels and overall physical appearance. The process of Gondadachi, or the maturation of Kayla's secondary sex characteristics, resulted in hair growth around her pubic area, underarms, as well as slight facial hair. Her skin becomes rougher and an increased production in sweat glands, as well as the development of her breasts. According to Reynolds 2011, females who mature earlier are at greater risk of depressed moods, substance use, delinquency, school problems, and conflicts with parents. This was depicted through Kayla as she found it difficult to fit in and confide with peers her own age, therefore turning to older peers who have more similarities to her. This decision led Kayla into participating in risk-taking activities such as cutting class as well as illicit drug use. Kayla's family situation is another key issue that may be affecting her performance in school. Although her family is supportive, their inability to speak English efficiently may create a language barrier between Kayla, her peers, and her teachers because they are unable to effectively express their concerns about Kayla to her parents. Their financial situation could also influence Kayla's decision to partake in risk-taking activities because she may feel neglected at home due to her parents being more focused on working and making money rather than catering to her needs. Kayla has the mindset and drive to pursue her goal, which is to do visual arts in university, but she is lacking the support to guide her there. Kayla's workload seems to be demotivating her from further pursuing her dream because she is unable to maintain and organize her time and work, therefore chooses to push it aside instead. In doing this, Kayla's grades are being affected, which could make it even harder for her to get into uni because of her results. Kayla has the capabilities and knowledge but struggles to exert it positively, thus leading to her forgetting the content and falling behind in class.
A supportive learning environment is one of the key factors that will help Kayla to excel and to make healthy choices. As Kayla's teachers, it is essential to push her to work towards eliminating any biological, social, or cognitive issues in order to encourage her to do well at school.
Because I'm a pusher. I push people. I pushed my husband into law school. That was a bust. I pushed myself into working 3 jobs. And now I'm going to push you because I know you're smarter than this.
Thanks, Miss Norbury. And if there's anything I can do for extra credit, please let me know.
With that being said, our first approach would be to introduce the Smiling Mind website to the class as a whole. Introducing this as a whole class activity has its advantages in the sense that it does not individualize Kayla to make her feel picked on. The Smiling Mind website offers a wide range of activities that are designed to support and promote self-well-being. This is done through daily activities of modern meditation. The website is both used by the employees in the workplace and also by educators in the classroom. Smiling Mind significantly promotes well-being whilst decreasing stress levels of an individual. This strategy is significant for Kayla as it can help to support her education to help her achieve her goal to go to university.
Exploring the breath. The Smiling Mind program is quite simple, but it does require a bit of practice. Like with any new skill you're trying to learn, the more you practice, the easier it is and the better you get. The Smiling Mind program is going to take you on a journey to a land that we call the land of mindfulness.
Bite Back is another website that can be introduced to the class in order to promote mindfulness and mental health. This website offers a range of different activities that helps adolescents to discover themselves or relate to different scenarios that they may be dealing with. The website helps students to bite back and fight for themselves in regards to issues they are dealing with. In particular, there is a bookmark section of the website that could be introduced to the class where students can be encouraged to explore either in class or in their own time. This will be beneficial to Kayla as some of the topics can help her to make healthier choices in her own time. Child is a strategy that teachers can use to support Kayla. It is a framework that summarizes the practical strategies that teachers and educators can use to support the social and emotional development and well-being of students. This is another support framework that teachers can use to improve Kayla's mental health. It is crucial that we as educators are creating safe and supportive environments for our students. If applied correctly, we can positively increase Kayla's well-being and help her to make healthy choices for her future. The two previous websites are just two examples of how we can apply the child framework to support Kayla and her needs. Supporting Kayla by not singling her out has its advantages, as it allows room to also help other students within the diverse classroom as well. Through the use of supportive materials such as that of Smiling Mind and Bite Back, Kayla is able to indirectly make her own decisions in order to help herself in terms of her studies or her choices in her peer groups. It is said that experiencing the feeling of belonging to a group is more important for girls than it is for boys. This could also explain some of Kayla's social and psychological developmental issues, such as missing class, as she doesn't feel like she belongs in the classroom. Activities such as Smiling Mind and Bite Back are significant tools that does not individualize Kayla to make her feel picked on.
Although these strategies provide the mean in assisting Kayla with her developmental issues, there are still limitations in the overall outcome. Smiling Mind focuses on the use of meditation to help relieve stress, but because Kayla is uncomfortable around her peers, she may be wary about participating in the activities for fear of being judged. Bite Back, although is beneficial, there are still disadvantages because it can be done from home, therefore in an uncontrolled environment. The progress that Kayla has made cannot be tracked, which in turn could be demotivating because she feels like she is wasting her time. The child framework is a broad and general framework that is not aimed specifically to address Kayla's situation, therefore may not be sufficient enough to provide her with the necessary assistance that she requires. In conclusion, we believe that although Kayla is an early maturing female, with the necessary assistance and resources, she would be able to turn her life around and achieve her goals. The social aspect of her life could be improved if she was able to further understand the changes happening within her body. An improvement in her social life among peers her own age group could also result in Kayla forming study groups, thus being able to keep up to date with her classwork. This could improve Kayla's cognitive state of mind and improve her chances of going to university. The strategies mentioned above could be done together within her study groups during their break to further enhance their overall well-being. Hi, my name is Sophia So, and my key learning area is PDHPE. I want to become a teacher because I believe that teaching is essential in shaping the future. Why? It is because the youth that we teach today are in control of our future. They will be the ones who will influence how things are when we become too fragile to do anything ourselves. I believe that teachers leave a remarkable imprint in a student's life, whether it be positive or negative. What I have learned in adolescence is that although a student may be difficult to handle, we as a teacher must be able to empathize with all the changes they are overcoming. Instead of discouraging students, we should instead be setting positive examples in their life and showing them our full support because at one point in our lives, we were them, still trying to discover who we are and where we stand in the world. Another aspect that I have learned through this unit is the biopsychosocial model and how it affects an individual. If any of these factors were to be affected, it causes a chain reaction, thus interrupting the other areas. The aspect that I will take into teaching is to be relatable, but at the same time stern. To gain the trust and respect of students, I must ensure that I do everything in my power to build rapport with my students and to be open-minded, as engaging as possible. According to Isaacson, McKeechee, and Milholland, the correlation between teachers' personality and the students' willingness to engage in class works hand in hand. In saying this, I will focus on the students' holistic well-being instead of focusing solely on their academic achievements. I will also take into consideration the hardship that these students could be facing outside of school and therefore be mindful about how I approach certain topics or issues. What I will bring into teaching is a game-based learning approach because I believe that this approach will keep students engaged. Game-based learning refers to borrowing certain gaming principles and applying them to real-life issues to engage users. I will also incorporate ICT into my teaching and to keep up to date with key content and political issues.
Adolescent teaching and development has influenced my future teaching strategies and personal model significantly. The unit has given me an insightful view on the magnitude of influences adolescents have in their everyday lives. Whether that is physical or mental, all the different attributes greatly affect student well-being and in turn their academic outcomes. I believe it is my role as a future teacher to work to help students to overcome these issues to reach their highest potential. One of my KLAs is biology, and so it was interesting to connect scientific reasoning to help me to understand adolescent learning. For example, learning about pubertal timing and how that affects an individual's learning has opened my eyes to different teaching implications that I have to keep in mind when teaching in the near future. Pubertal development and its effects is an interesting topic for me to learn as a biology teacher, which I will be relaying back to my students when teaching biological changes to them. This will help students to understand what they are going through as being of the norm, and also can hopefully help them to excel academically by learning how to overcome its challenges. I believe it is important to teach students about how they best learn, as it can further help them to incorporate this understanding to increase their memory capacity across all subjects. This unit has essentially opened my eyes up to the many future teaching practices where I must keep in mind my audience and to not just cognitively overload them with information. Throughout my high school years, I wasn't taught about how I would best learn, such as through Piaget or Vygotsky's different strategies. I believe it is essential that students have these strategies in the backs of their minds to enhance their learning experience. Importantly, I have learned that I am more than just a teacher teaching the curriculum of my KLA. An effective teacher is one that positively impacts their students in as many aspects of their lives as possible, and that is what I aim to do.